With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back, trackside. Once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. The American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Xfinitty Series fires things off for their second to last race of the season as we watch the 97 of Carlos Ramos get his qualifying times underway. We're going to take a moment to look at some of the track information. 2-mile track, 96 laps here tonight, 192 miles of racing in store for these drivers right here from AutoClub Speedway. Going to set the stage for the championship run, and we have got big championship implications here tonight. Todd Gray not listed in the field, so his historic run for that championship looks like it may come to an end here tonight from AutoClub Speedway. And we do want to take a minute to thank each and every one of you for tuning in here tonight. A little bit under the weather, got some sinuses and a chest cold going on here. I know it's summertime, but we're going to try to push through this thing here tonight for you. A lot of great racing action, but first qualifying is still underway. So what do you say we drop some of that timing and scoring over there to the left-hand side of your screen, and it looks like it's gonna have a little mishap on us, so we're gonna do this the good old-fashioned way. Christian Abate, top of the speed charts, quick time for Abate, 40:35. The provisional pole position with the David Spears design qualifying session well and underway. Daniel Jensen slotting in second, Kyle Munchin, Ed Hauck, and Jeremy Shear rounding out your top five. We'll see if we can't get those qualifying times back to you. And there you have it right there, Abati, top of the speed charts. Coming into tonight's race, Christian sitting 6 points ahead of Clark Jenikin. It is a battle between those two drivers for that championship title. Derek Moore, let's not count out the AMSOIL number 16 of Moore. He's got a fast forward here tonight, qualified inside of the top three. Moore sits just 19 points back coming into tonight's race. So still mathematically alive. Todd Cray not here tonight, so he's going to be out of that championship run. Kyle Munson and Charles Northcutt, the only drivers left with an outside opportunity and a chance to still snatch the season championship. And to look at this, right with 60 seconds remaining here in qualifying, Clark Jenikin going to put that number 27 mentality TTB Toyota Supra at the top of the speed charts. New quick time belongs to Jenikin, 40:26. Now that pole position, and with just about 30 seconds remaining, that's going to be all she wrote. Nobody else left to put in a qualifying time. So we're going to take a quick commercial break and trackside for your national anthem. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back from Auto Club Speedway.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in out, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Head back trackside high above with the turn 3 blimp cam here tonight. Flyover finished and done with. We're ready for drivers to make their way to the starting grid. Looks like most of the field has begun to make their way down, so we'll get a little closer to the action. Let's give some of those official standings before we jump into your running order. Your starting lineup for tonight's Cali cruising 192. championship standings look a little something like this. Christian Abate right there, just 6 points ahead of Clark Janikin. Derek Moore close third. Todd Cray will drop through the point standings after missing tonight's race. Kyle Munson, Charles Northcutt, your top 6, all right there with a mathematical chance and opportunity. We'll see which one of these drivers can prevail tonight here on the progressive paint corners of Auto Club Speedway. So that's going to do it with a little look at your championship standings coming into tonight's race. We've got just tonight, and we're going to finish things up next week at Homestead Miami Speedway. And it looks like base car getting the signal to fire the engine and get ready to roll. So as you hear the music begin in the background, you know the sound, you know it's time to run down the starting lineup for tonight's Cali Cruisin' 192, starting inside row number 1 with the David Spears Design Pole Award. Behind the wheel of that mentality, number 27, Clark Janikin. Garga Bright. With a great qualifying effort, he'll start outside pole position. Christian Abate and Daniel Jensen back in row number 2 and row number 3 here tonight. The Amsel Wheel 16 of Derek Moore, followed by the Spectrum number 8 of Kyle Munson. Ed Hauck and Carlos Ramos back in row number 4. Row number 5, the 15 of Jeremy Sheeran, rounding out your top 10, the 38 of Zach Miller. Charles Northcutt and Cody Schultz back in row number 6. Row number 7 here tonight, Nicholas Wing in the 91 of Patrick Coro, Michael Overstreet, Dave Gage, and Andrew McConville round out the 17-car field here tonight. So as drivers make their way through 3 and 4, we'll get ready to nail that loud pedal. Coming to the green flag this time, by music will fade and the engines will roar to life into the restart zone, and on the gas, green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Auto Club Speedway. So as drivers begin number 1 underway, halfway down the backstretch, Janikin clear and away from the field. The Red Mist podcast number 45 with Christian Abate running that about third line up right now. Interesting to see a handful of drivers going all the way to the top of the racetrack, and the 16 of Derek Moore going to take that second position away. Here comes the Red Bull number 7 of Ed Hauck. He's making some moves and some headway up 3 positions on lap number 1. A lot of real estate, a lot of room to run. We should have a great race here tonight. Drivers still side by side, jockeying 4 positions. Outside run will prevail. The 41 of Doug Argerbright, after a rough little start, he's going to fall back to the 5th position, battling now with Ed Hauck down at the bottom of the racetrack. A little bit of a loose condition. I believe that may have been Carlos Ramos. Yes, it was Ramos down there on the bottom of the racetrack with that 97. And again, we want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in tonight to the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinitty Series. The second race, we will crown a champion next week at Homestead Miami Speedway. And again, I want to apologize, a little bit under the weather, so the voice may be a little bit off. The enunciation may not quite be there, but we're going to try to soldier on as well as we can to bring you all of the great racing action. And oh, we've got some trouble back here. Take a look at this. 3 wide for a moment. Jeremy Shear, Charles Northcutt, Michael Overstreet all going at it. There's the 99 of Nicholas Swing. He's going to be brought into this battle. Jensen down on the bottom of the racetrack looking for real estate. Not going to be much going on there. The big team of Jeremy Shear going to keep that circle. Water, your way. Ford Mustang. Ripping the lip on the high side. I wouldn't say pushing the cushion, but there's no cushion that he had or to be spoke of. Here from AutoClub Speedway, a little bit of a slide from Ed Hauck as he takes over the 5th position. Ramos and Hauck going at it now for 5th and 6th. And while we were watching all of that unfold, battle at the front of this field, Rams oil number 16 of Derek Moore. He wants to lead a handful of laps. Moore going to take that top spot. Back on lap number 3, we believe it was lap number 3. Yes, it was. Derek Moore going to take that top position away, and he's going to start to step away, open it up to just about a half a second advantage over the field. Now digging on the high side is Arger Bright. He's got Janikin down on the bottom of the racetrack. Janikin has been clued for that low to mid lane, and he may just have to venture off over here soon. So with 6 laps behind us, still 90 to go here tonight from AutoClub Speedway. Quick lap times being turned in at the front of the field of 40-41, very close to those qualifying times. More taking advantage of the run from the high side, and he's going to keep the race still 2/10 over Argerbright. Running in second, the Mentality 27 of Janikin back to the bottom of the racetrack. Ambati looking for some speed. Running in line on that high side slide job, and Ramos, the 97, going to take the position away from the 15. Again, we do apologize for some of the periodical breaks that we're going to have tonight. You know, hot, cold flashes when you're sick, coughing fits, things of that nature. So we do apologize for it, but we're going to continue to bring you all of the battles here from AutoClub Speedway tonight in the Packeed Xfinitty Series. Arger Bright digging on the bottom, slide job out of 4, crossover coming from Moore. Derek Moore seen that slide away, and he kept himself right in it. Right to the race lead with the old school crossover. Here comes Janikin back to the point. Still getting on that Toyota Supra, and Janikin can take the top spot down the backstretch, but the help to the high side will prevail for that 16 of Moore. Shortest way around the track goes the bar. Janikin looking for a slide job. Will we see it? No, he's going to keep it down on the bottom of the racetrack. And Moore going to have to put the power down, and he's going to do so. Still inching out. Janikin at the line. Derek Moore still 10 laps in. Track we've been cued in on the battle at the front of this field for those top 2 to 3 positions since the drop of the green flag. The going on around that 10th position. Michael Overstreet, Nicholas Wing, Daniel here at this battle going on. There you can see these drivers all over each other. Kyle Munson losing a little bit of ground since the drop. Since the drop of the green flag, Prancher Coro, Cody Schultz, all right there as well. It's just a great track with a great car. The combination here between these cars with this track, one of my particular favorites as well. And back to the front of the field battle, still raging between Jonathan and Warren. Nobody away just yet. Nobody wanting to concede the position. They'll continue to battle, but now the roles have reversed. The 16 to the bottom of the racetrack. Look for a slide down. The 16 come up the racetrack. No, he could keep it wound up on the bottom. Got to get the forward bite. Not going to quite clear. As Jenigan up at the line. And as we've already mentioned, great racing action all over the track. We're going to jump up to one of our Turn 3 drone cams and jump around to some of the action. Let's take a look at this 39 of Overstreet for a second. Now we're going to focus on Ramos and Northcutt going at it. The Philadelphia Eagles, sponsored number 67. Up 7 positions from where he qualified. Big misstep through the center of the corner, and he's going to give up a ton of ground to Ramos at the top. Lieutenant looking a spot inside of the podium. Got one more driver to pick off. Can Ramos get up there and grab the spot away from Argabright? Another perspective here tonight from Auto Club Speedway. We'll continue to bring you as much coverage from as many different angles and opportunities as we can. Drivers laying down some super fast laps, and let's take a look now off of the tail end of that 67 Northcutt. Race leader Clark Janigan, that's what it looks like behind him. Janigan starting to work on opening up that race lead, a 2/10 of a second advantage as we roll by the start and finish line. This latest time around, Derek Moore solidly Northcutt starts to make his way through the field, now battling with Ramos for that 4th and 5th position. Christian Abati, near points leader, sitting just outside of the top 5 in that 6th position. We'll see if that Red Mist Podcast 45 will get a little bit closer to the front. So we've got a few comers and a few goers here tonight, up 8 positions from where he qualified. Let's take a look at this. PR Tacos Palace and Margarita Bar, Chevy Camaro, Dave Gage up 8 spots from where he qualified, back from 16th in the final row, now to inside of the top 10. Great run as we see the lights slowly beginning to come on. And the sun sets. 192. You're watching the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinitty Series. Another big mover here tonight behind the wheel of that 67. Up 7 positions from where he qualified, moving up from 11th, now sitting in that 4th position. And we mentioned the comers, we're going to mention the goers now. Daniel Jensen losing 7 positions on track with the Ford machine heading backwards. And the Red Spectrum Ford Mustang, he's also heading to the back of the field, down 6 spots. Zach Miller with a big drop in the running order from 10th now to 17th. Losing a little bit of ground and losing a little bit of touch with the drivers in front. Slight contact on corner exit enough to get that 67 out of shape. Northcutt got to grab a handful of wheel, keep it heading in the right direction, and we stay green flag racing. We come to the close of lap number 18. Clark Janikin shows the way. Biggest advantage so far here tonight. 0.6 of a second. Same gap back for more to Argabright. And this is, I think, where the battle is really going to start to heat up and pick up, is right around that third and final podium position. So let's cue in right here. Let's watch this one unfold for just a few laps. Not a lot of other battles on track. We do have Jeremy Shear looking for a position on Daniel Jensen. These two drivers can go out for the 10th and 11th position on track. Top of the track, struggling for a little bit of grip, and Jensen runs the bottom and he'll take that position away. Meanwhile, Argabright still has his hands full with a brand new Northcutt. Just a little bit of a way through a quarter of this race. Lap number 20 going to go on board. Clark Janikin begins to open up that sizable advantage. Derek Moore up over 1 second. The third place there, Argabright, who can't shake. Ramos and Abati. Northcutt is still right there in the mix as well. Let's not forget about how the Red Bull number 7 looking a solid top 5 here tonight. Hauck moves to the bottom of the racetrack and takes 6th position away from Gage. Big mix up right here, stacking them up behind the 45 of Obama. You've got Ramos, Gage, and Hauck still over each other. They're starting to stretch out near the front of the field. Janikin continuing to walk away more right there. Half a second advantage for Janikin. Oh, tight 3 wide off of 2. Abati somehow makes it work on the top of the racetrack. Again, for those of you just tuning in, we do appreciate you coming out. ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series drivers, we're down to just 2 races this season. A little under the weather, voice a little bit off, temperatures definitely off with hot and cold flashes, sweating a little bit up here in the production booth, but we're going to soldier on. We're going to continue to bring you all of this great racing action from AutoClub Speedway, the Cali cruising 192, a quarter of the way through. Things starting to tighten back up a little bit behind Derek Moore. Argabright has Ramos, Dave Gage, Abati, and Hauck all close in. So it's going to be a 4-5 car battle for that final spot on the podium. And as we reach lap number 24, we've got to start questioning when will drivers make their way to pit road for their pit stops. Looks like this may end up being a one-stop race tonight. If you can play your cards right and you can stretch this thing out, I think you're going to be able to manage and get by with just a one-stop race as things tighten up at the front. Let's go back to the race lead. Clark Janikin show the way with Derek Moore right behind him. These two, the second and third in the overall point standings. Coming into tonight's race, Janikin with a 13-point advantage over Moore. Eyeballing that top spot as we get set to look towards Homestead Miami Speedway Championship night coming at you next, a Monday night, or it on your calendars, I'll tell you what. A little something better if you haven't already. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers the love and drop that thumbs up. Click subscribe. Push that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else about it. At the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. So remember, hit that bell now, and you'll get a fancy little notification when we get set for Championship Week next week, right here with the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinitty Series. Things tightening up at the front once again. Janikin still shows the way, but Derek Moore has tracked him down. And again, we want to apologize for some of the long pauses, a little bit under the weather, trying to fight through coughing spells and hot flashes, things of that nature. Hot under the helmet right now, driving for all it's worth. Right here, look at this Hornet's Nest on track. We've got all sorts of drivers from the third all the way back to about the 12th position, all right here within striking distance of each other. 39 Michael Street. He's up 10 positions from where he was from the mirror to the front. We'll continue to watch the battle for the race lead as that closes on. Janikin and Moore still trading sliders. Wide for fourth position. Ramos in the middle. Whoa, big wiggle from that 39 of Overstreet. He's going to go way up the track as the 45. First road, Christian Abate brings his car down pit lane. This is going to be very big, very important. Anybody here tonight are looking at clean and clear. Oh, up the track goes the 41 Argabright. Gonna lose a little bit of momentum. A little bit of ground to go along with it. Ed Hauck right there to pick up the pieces. How about that 39 going Overstreet? Up 12 positions from where he qualified. Overstreet, that 39 up double digits. Dave Gage right there, flirting with being up double digits as well. Right now up 5 spots from where he qualified. 16th to 7th, great run so far here for Gage, as he tries to get up there and deal with his teammate behind the wheel. That mentality, Toyota Super Clark Janikin continues to show the way. And I think a little bit of it has to do with some of the sickness we're dealing with, but AJ, we do appreciate the feedback. We'll try to get that worked out as we've got drivers to pit road. Derek Moore, Carlos Ramos, Doug Argabright, Ed Hauck, Charles Northcutt, all to pit road. This time around, Janikin's going to stay out, and that's going to open that gap to almost a 4-second advantage. It looks like that 27 may be eyeballing pit road this time around. No, he's going to stay out on track, continue around for yet another lap. Does anybody behind come to pit road? Daniel Jensen, Dave Gage, Cody Schultz all to pit road. That's going to leave just about, it looks like 4 drivers yet to make their green flag pit stop. Race leader Clark Janikin, Michael Overstreet, Kyle Munson, and Charles Northcutt yet to make their green flag pit stops. Derek Moore going to lead the drivers that have already stopped on track. There you can see Moore just behind the race leader, listed 1 lap down. First driver 1 lap down, but he's going to get himself right back on the lead lap as Janikin heads to pit road this time by. This could hand over the race lead to Kyle Munson, and it does as Michael Overstreet heads down pit lane. We're taking a look here, and oh boy, we've got trouble in paradise. Trouble right here. Derek Moore back inside the top 5. Jenikin in his box, waiting for service. Oh man, this is gonna come down to be very, very tight. Munson continues to stay out on track in that Spectrum number 8, and just like that, he's going to head to pit road. Janikin coming out. Here comes Derek Moore, and he's going to beat Janikin by a mile. There you can see that 27, bottom of the racetrack, and he's going to give up quite a bit of time here. Man, I'm not sure about that staying out strategy. Running it long, so he's going to have a couple lap pressure tires, but man, I don't know. I'm not sure about the strategy call. I mean, you stayed out 2 extra laps, but net loss of almost 3 seconds at this point in time. I'm not quite sure I agree with the strategy, but there's a reason why I'm not on the pit box and I'm in the broadcast booth, because, well, you know, I've called a few wrong and, well, got fired from the Turn 3 pit crew. And, you know, tried my hand up here, and they seem to like me, so we're going to continue to do this thing. Now that's all made up. I just kind of made all that up. But anyways, Carlos Ramos, the lieutenant, back there running in the 4th position. He's up 4 spots from where he qualified. Northcutt with a rough pit cycle. He's going to have a long stop pit road penalty for that 67 of Northcutt, and this all but may put a nail in the coffin for the championship run and opportunity for that Eagle-sponsored number 67 Ford Mustang. Still quite a ways to go. Just about a third of the way through tonight's race. So Northcutt, he's still got an opportunity, still got a chance, still a long night of racing ahead of these drivers. So we're going to see how things shake out over the course of the next, I believe it's going to be about 62 laps. Meanwhile, sizable and comfortable advantage. Derek Moore going to show the way. Christian Abate right there. The 45 was the first to pit road. You can see the red mist part pass. 45 Ford Mustang sitting in second. 1.3 seconds back. Clark Janikin third on the racetrack now after a little bit of a lengthy stop. Looks like a little slow on that left rear for Janikin, costing a little bit of time. Ramos going to close right on in. Doug Argabright right there as well. So a 2-car battle for 4th and 5th with Ed Hauck not too far behind. Sitting in that 6th position, the Red Bull number 7 Camaro looking fast here tonight. He's going to try to ring those top 5 drivers in. Dave Gage, Michael Overstreet going at it. That's going to be 8th and 9th on the speedway. Cody Schultz, Jeremy Shear, and Kyle Munson going at it for the final swap inside your top 10. And we appreciate the feedback there, AJ. Thanks for giving us a heads up that the audios were a little bit off. Glad it's much better. Glad you can hear us. Glad you're tuning in, watching a great race. As you said earlier in the chat, in the comments, one of the best tracks in combination. Did I gotta second that? Shouted from the mountaintop, man. These Xfinity rides right here at this track, I'm not sure if it's the progressive baking that allows you to kind of slide up the racetrack without really losing a ton of grip. Somewhat like Homestead. So are we seeing a preview of how things are going to shake down in championship night next week, as we'll transition from day to night once again to pretty similar tracks of pretty similar size. We'll see if this is going to be a preview of what's to come. And we'll jump around the track just a little bit. Let's find Doug Argabright right here. Started from the second position outside pole sitter here tonight. Down 3 spots after a round of green flag pit stops. Argabright still looking comfortable in that EE Sports number 41 machine, sitting in that 5th position. Daniel Jensen trying to get his machine up into the top 5, battling with the 404 PR Taco Palace and Margarita Bar. Chevy Camaro of Dave Gage, Michael Overstreet right here hanging on to this battle in the draft. He's going to look to close in. Stretched out from there on back, Eddie Schultz, Kyle Munson, Jeremy Shear, Patrick Coro, Zach Miller, and Nicholas Swing round out your top 15. So looking at the timing and scoring, Derek Moore is still out front, increasing his advantage, almost a 2-second advantage. But more importantly, we're watching that 27 of Janikin. He's slowly reeling in Abati right now, just 2.6 seconds back. He's 4.5 seconds back from race leader Derek Moore. So a little, a little slow. Oh my goodness, a little slow on the left rear costed Janikin quite a bit of track time, but he's still starting to close in. We'll see if he can get that mentality. 27 Toyota Supra back to the front. Let's go back up here. Oh, driver in the wall. Ramos going to go into the outside wall on the front stretch. That's going to allow Hauck to pick up a ton of momentum. Big run. And the Red Bull, number 7 of Ed Hauck, looks to the bottom of the racetrack looking for 4th position. Will he have the forward bite he needs on exit of 2? Not quite going to be there. Momentum will pay off on the high side. Now Ramos taking evasive action. Post 3-car battle. Dave Gage, Daniel Jensen, Michael Overstreet all going at it. Taking a look and eyeballing how things are shaking out here. Looks like everybody to pit road right around that 28 to 32 lap mark. So we're less than about 20 laps away from another round of green flag pit stops. We may be eating our crow here tonight. We said these drivers may be able to stretch this thing out to a 1-stop, but it does indeed look like it is going to end up a 2-stop race here tonight from AutoClub Speedway. Sun still sitting in the background. You're watching the Cali Cruise 192. And Janikin having some moments, and he's going to give up some time to the drivers in front. Derek Moore continuing to step away with this one, still looking for his first win of the season. Unbelievable, right? That we'd be this deep into the season and talking about this AMS Oil number 16 Ford Mustang looking for his first win of the season. But other than winning the championship race, I don't know that it gets much sweeter, right? Coming into tonight's race, eyeballing the point standings, 20 points back from the overall points lead. Not quite sure if winning the race is going to get him that points lead, but it dang sure is going to get him much closer with a real solid opportunity at that championship trophy at the end of next week's race at Homestead Miami Speedway. Again, mark it down on your calendars if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe and smash the bell and get a fancy little notification right when that race gets ready to go live. Tell you what, race leaders out of the way. Let's go back here. Let's take a look at this battle that's continuing to unfold. Arnbright, Gage, and Overstreet still going at it. Now the four of Daniel Jensen, he has made his way into the mix. And as we take a moment to look at the ticker scrolling across the screen down there on the bottom of your screen, we ask the question, who is going to stop that historic run of Todd Cray? And it looks like it's going to be Todd Cray himself that's going to stop that championship run, picking up 2 positions in the point standings after last week's race win. Cray looked poised, looked fast, and looked like he was going to be one of the drivers to deal with on these last 2 weeks. But unfortunate circumstances kept that 21 away from the track, and he's going to lose that opportunity to raise the season hardware. But don't count him out. He may show up at Homestead just looking to show out and grab that 6th historic win on the season. If he can wrap that up, that's going to be almost half of the races in his back pocket. Just unfortunate circumstances, missing a handful of weeks. And Cray fell behind in the point standings. But you know, sometimes it is what it is. It be like that sometime. But let's head back to the front. We've got movement up here near your podium positions. There's that mentality 27 of Janikin closing in on Abati. One lap past the halfway point, so let's go ahead and give you your mid-race report right here from AutoClub Speedway. You're watching the Cali Cruising 192. Top spot belongs to Derek Moore. Abati and Janikin going at it for second and third. 17 car field here tonight. We have still got 16 out on track, but only 14 left on the lead lap. 38 of Zach Miller listed as the final driver on the lead lap. The equal sponsored 67 of Northcutt gonna be listed as the first driver 1 lap down, and it looks like we've got some overlay issues, so we're gonna try to get that one sorted out and fixed up for you and get that back on the screen. So I tell you what, as we continue to watch these drivers go at it, we're going to take ourselves just a brief commercial break. We do apologize for the break in the action, but we're going to get right back in just one moment. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. So little paid sponsor break and commercial gonna fit them in and pay the bills. We do apologize for breaking in to the green flag action. Clark Janikin able to take that second position away, and we've got a caution on the track. Carlos Ramos with trouble. The 97 gonna bring out the first caution of the night. Tough trouble here as Ramos trying to get that machine back up to speed. Let's go check the replay. Let's see what caught out the first caution of the night. A little over halfway through, and contact between Jensen and Ramos, and that's going to put Ramos around and into that outside wall. Looked like just two drivers jockeying for position on track, coming together. A little bit of a race incident. Oh my goodness. Do you see the back end of that 97 off the track? So a big moment here, and oh man, I'm trying to look at things as we head back out front with race leader Derek Moore, who's going to see his almost 3-second advantage go completely away as we catch up to the iRacing pace car. Drivers to pit road right around, as we said, that 28 to 32 lap mark, somewhere right in that range. So we're right around the point that drivers were going to be heading to pit road. Eyeballing this lap count, we're about 41 laps away from a checkered flag. So we're not 100% sure if drivers ran their fuel tanks out, if they're going to be able to make it to the end or not. But either way, we should see the majority of the field come down pit road, and indeed they do. Looks like only Charles Northcutt going to stay out on track, trying to get himself a lap back. And there you can see he's going to get the lucky dog, and Northcutt will rejoin the drivers on the lead lap. So what was a calm, cool, crazy battle over the course of the first half of the race. Excuse me, my goodness, we do apologize. We're going to have a huge battle here. Race off of pit road looks a little something like this. Derek Moore with trouble on the pit road. Did he happen to get popped by the pit road police here? Big trouble in speeding penalty is what we are hearing for that AMSOIL 16 of Derek Moore, and he is going to be mired back in traffic now. Back showing in the 10th position. After the pit road penalty, Kyle Munson as well as Zach Miller, Derek Moore, Michael Overstreet, Doug Argabright, Jeremy Shear, all trouble on pit lane, all popped with speeding penalties. Man, could you imagine being in a comfortable, sizable lead, just watching it all go out the window with a speeding penalty? We know it lights the fire under some drivers. We'll see what takes place and how it all goes down here. As the pace car lights are off, the boss man in the flag stand has given the 1 to go sign. We'll go back. Green flag racing this time by with less than 40 laps to go. Gonna be about, what's that? Gonna be about 38. Man, I'm telling you, things about to get good. I can promise you that. Gonna be some crazy action coming up. Let's just wait for this restart. I'm telling you, look for 2-3 wide. look for 4, maybe even 5 wide heading down in the corner. A lot of real estate, a lot of room to run. We'll see who's able to get on the gas. How about the pit stop by Hauck, man? What a run in that Red Bull number 7. Now up into the 3rd position, into a podium spot for the first time here tonight. We'll keep our eye on Derek Moore, who's going to shift up to that 7th position, but we'll turn 4. Pace car going to duck in, and we're going to set the field loose here. On lap number 59 to the restart zone, we roll on the gas, and green flag flies once again here from AutoClub Speedway. Great start for everybody in the front of the field. Janikin able to step out just a little bit. Great run by Hauck. Gonna move up, looking for some position here. Time for drivers also the final on the restart. Check out Moore. Here he comes. He's looking for position all the way with the green flag. Derek Moore, a little hot under the helmet. He's looking for some real estate. We haven't done it in a while, so we're going to move the mics, get a little closer to the action as we've got some great battles on our hand. Let's go to Turn It Up. We're going to jump on board for a moment with the man making his way up through the field. Derek Moore driving for all he's worth. Now back inside of a podium position, sitting in 3rd. Just a little bit off of your race leader as we drop the tummy and scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. 30. 5 laps now remain here in the Cali, cruising 192. What a night, what a run. Only one caution so far here tonight after contact between the 2 drivers. That brings out the caution for the first time. Daniel Jensen going to come together. With the, I believe that was, if I'm not mistaken and my memory is correct, let's take one more look at it here. Let's make sure we don't give you any fake news out there. But Carlos Ramos, yes, indeed, the Lieutenant Ramos. Coming together with some trouble. He's sitting back inside the top 15. Oh my goodness, we do apologize. Sometimes we can't mute the mic fast enough, and oh, big handful of wheel. Big moment behind the wheel of that Amsoil number 16 for Derek Moore. Let's jump back outside of the car. We've got a hornet's nest behind the horn. Cody Schultz right there. Dave Gage up 11 positions from 16th to 5th. What a run for Gage. We're going to get us some green tea in us and continue trying to work through the race here tonight. Cody Schultz sitting in that 4th position. Ed Hauck right there now with Dave Gage challenging for that final spot inside of the top 5. Daniel Jensen, Zach Miller, Alderbrun, and Northcutt round out your top 10. What about the turnaround for Northcutt, man? A lap down, less than 10 laps ago, and here he is now with a shot, with an opportunity on the lead lap, sitting in 10th. He's got a lot of ground to make up, but we've still got ourselves just about 30 laps remaining, so a long night still ahead of these ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinitty Series drivers, and that's enough time to pick up a handful of positions. We're going to take a look at some of your championship leaders and where they're running on the track. Clark Janikin out front, showing the way, with Christian Avanti right behind him. Derek Moore right there in third. So the cream rising to the top and rising to the occasion. On your top three in the overall point standings, sitting 1, 2, 3 on the racetrack. Kyle Munson, a little bit off pace. Munson going to sit in the 14th position, so he's slowly watching his championship opportunities fade away. Northcutt right there as well came into tonight's race 40 points out of the overall points lead. He's going to have to walk away with back-to-back race-winning performances, so it's all about the rest of the night for Northcutt. Can he pull it off and somehow find the checkered flag and keep his dream alive here in season number 2 of the Xfinity Series for the ASMR Hauck Designs drivers? And I'm telling you, up at the front, Avanti just will not go away, pushing on the rear deck lid of that mentality number 27. Clark Janikin just cannot shake Avanti at the front. Less than 30 laps now remain as we've got a battle for the top spot. This is going to play into the hands of Derek Moore as well. The more these two drivers battle, the quicker he's going to be able to close in on him. Moore stepping away from 4th place runner in the 5 Ford Mustang of Cody Schultz. Dave Gage right there all over the tail end, sitting in the 5th position up 11 spots from where he qualified. So a great run for Gage as well. Biggest mover of the race so far here tonight, Gage, with a ton of speed. We'll see if he can't have a little happy hour in victory lane. Still quite a bit of ways to go. Janikin continuing to show the way, looking to slowly creep in on those most laps led. He's going to have to lead about another 15 laps to walk away with that accolade. And Derek Moore watching that timing and scoring, man, he is slowly reeling them in. Last time around, let's look at the speed charts here. Just a tick off of the pace of race leader Clark Janikin. And when I say a tick, I mean a couple hundredths of a second separating those two drivers' lap time. So Moore definitely has some pace. He's slowly but surely reeling these top two in. Derek Moore, Cody Schultz, and Dave Gage now going at 4th and 5th on the racetrack. Tell you what, let's go back to this battle here. Take a look at this one. Watch it unfold. Derek Moore sitting in that 3rd position, but here comes Schultz and Dave Gage. Gage going to dig on the bottom of the racetrack. Competition all night long. Gage looks for 4. Out there in the audience, is all the audio levels still well? Can you still hear the car? Still hear me? Hopefully everything's still in order. If you can, someone send an inhaler up here to the booth. We're slowly but surely starting to run out of a little bit of steam and a little bit of breath. Not quite so sure a Red Bull or 5-hour energy would be any help due to the sickness, but you never know. Struggling out on track, struggling here in the booth to keep things going, but we're going to soldier on just like the drivers on track with 24 to go. This time by Clark Janikin continues to show the way. Cody Schultz going to take over to that final spot on the podium with Dave Gage sitting in fourth. Derek Moore faltering, falling back to fifth. Looks like a tough little run here for that Enzo number 16 machine as he's got Ed Hauck breathing down his neck. And don't look now, Zach Miller. What a run for that 213 Sinclair Toyota Supra. Zach Miller making his way into the mix, looking for a top 5 as well. And AJ, glad we can count on you. Thanks for the doing great. I probably sound really terrible. It's okay. You can tell me. I'm fine. We're going to keep it as energetic as possible. We're going to keep all of the battles out there queued up. As a matter of fact, it looks like we've got a driver to pit road. Remember, we talked about it. They came to pit road with about 46 laps remaining in the race. Andrew McConville in the 69, first driver to pit lane here off lap number 72. Will drivers at the front pull the trigger? There you can see the 4 of Daniel Jensen. He's going to come to pit road. Now, with everything going on during our first round of green flag pit stops, remember Janikin. Clark kept it out there for 2 extra laps. Gave up about 4 seconds. So if you're the crew chief, when do you pull them in? You've got drivers outside of the top 5 that came to pit road already. When do you call that 27 to pit road? It looks like Janikin may have been eyeballing at that time by carrying a little too much speed through the center of the corner to make it down to pit road. Nobody going to hit pit road this time around. As we continue green flag racing here tonight from AutoClub Speedway. You're watching the Cali Cruisin' 192 as the 27 of Clark Janikin continues to show the way. Points leader Christian Abati right there sitting in second. Abati of 1 position from where he qualified. Started third, sitting second. Great run for him. Dave Gage eyeballing a podium. How about the run for that 404? If he can make a podium here tonight, that's going to be 13 positions gained. What a race and what a night. From the back to the front. You can imagine what the crew chief may be saying or whispering in the ear on the radio to that 404. Like, man, we had a just qualified top 10. You may be up there leading the race and showing the way. We've got a ton of speed and you have shown it. A lot of talent behind the wheel of that PR Tacos Palace and Margarita Bar. 404 engaged into 4th. Derek Moore faltering here during this long run. He's going to drop back to 5th. And there it is. Moore, Hauck, Argabright, all to pit road this time around. So drivers just outside of your top 5 beginning to hit pit road for what should be the final time. Drivers are gonna have to be on it. This is the money stop. No pit road penalties, no whammies, no whammies. We'll see who gets caught and who keeps it up to speed and out front. Janikin looks like he's out of the gas, looks to be eyeballing pit road, and indeed, no, he's gonna stay out yet another lap. Abonte to pit road. Cody Schultz to pit road. That's going to move Gage into second. We're seeing a repeat here. I'm not sure if I like this strategy for that mentality. 27 of Janikin. He stayed out 2 laps longer. under our first and only round of green flag pit stops. Lost a ton of track time with a slow left rear tire change. And Abati pitting from second. Janikin's got to get to pit road this time around, and it's like he hears me. It's like he knows. He's going to come straight to pit road this time around. Dave Gage going to follow in that 404. Zach Miller looks to take over the race lead, and he's going to stay out in that 213 somewhere. 88 Toyota Supra, new race leader Zach Miller with 17 to go. Miller, Ken Shear, Kyle Munson, Patrick Coro, all yet to make their green flag pit stop. Christian Abati was able to get on the pit road and back up to speed and keep himself in front of that 16 of Derek Moore. Abati has done it. He has leapfrogged Janikin. Mark Janikin just coming off of pit road, and here it is to make that 3-second disadvantage. And here comes that 16 on the high side, full throttle, and here comes Derek Moore. He's going to pick up the position from Janikin. So it's all about Abati at the front. We talked about the good race finishes and drivers looking for their first win. Derek Moore still searching for that first win. Abati looking for win number 3 here tonight on the season. Looking to pull even with Janikin in that win column. We've still got 2 drivers inside of your top 5 yet to make their green flag pit stop. So things are going to switch up just a little bit in the running order. Dave Gage with a good stop, but well behind the 8 ball here. He's going to be listed outside of the top 10, so it looked like a tremendous run through the field for Gage. He's going to have to back it up in these last 15 laps with a ton of speed and gain a ton of time. He's got some of the freshest tires on track, so we'll see if he can't pick off some of these drivers in front of him to gain a top 10, possibly a top 5, but 15 to go. Kyle Munson shows the way, but Abati will eventually reassume that race lead. How about the run now by Janikin? Fired up and heading to the front. Got by the battle between Cody Schultz and Derek Moore, 4th and 5th on the racetrack, and Janikin moves back into a podium position for now. We're still waiting for at least 2 drivers to head to pit road. Race leader Kyle Munson out front, 9.5 second advantage. Let's take a look at this spectrum. Number 8 Ford Mustang. He is coasting. He is looking, hoping, praying for a caution, but even if the caution flag flies at this point, I think he's going to be behind the 8 ball. I don't think we're going to have anybody come to pit road, and Munson will definitely have to make his way to pit road. Saving 13 laps of fuel, I'm just not sure you're going to be able to do it. Giving up about a 1.5 seconds over the course of these 2 laps, or about 3/4 of a second each and every lap. It's going to get close, but oh man, not sure. I just don't think he's going to be able to pull it off, even saving a ton of fuel. It's going to be interesting to watch and interesting to see if he can get the job done. Munson out front, 6 3/4 second advantage over Christian Abati. There you can see Abati that has a 2.6 second advantage over Clark Janikin, who now sits in 3rd. There you can see that mentality, number 27. As we've got Derek Moore and Taylor Schultz going at it, battling for the final 2 spots inside your top 5, 4th and 5th. Up for grabs with just 12 laps to go here from AutoClub Speedway. less than 25 miles of racing action remain. We're going to take an eyeball and take a little look around the track. Michael Overstreet, now listed as the biggest mover in tonight's race of 39, going to sit in 6th position. Let's take a look here, as we've got 3-4 drivers lined up behind him. Daniel Jensen, Doug Argabright, Ed Hauck, and Dave Gage round out your top 10. We're going to keep our eye on that battle for the race lead, as well as the battle for 4th and 5th. But we're going to stay right here. Biggest battle on the track between Overstreet, Argabright, Jensen, Hauck, and Gage. From 6th all the way back to 10th, we've got a handful of drivers going at it now, all looking for position. Everybody looks to be catfishing, while the 41 of Argabright keeps it to the top side of the racetrack. Gage looking for a way around town. Will go 3 wide through the tri-oval. And again, Gage just not able to make the pass. We'll go 3 wide off of 2. Look to be maybe 4 wide. No, it's going to go back to a trio. Side by side, Gage going to step out of that one, go double file into turns number 3 and 4. Kyle Munson continuing to show the way, but that advantage has went away and has went away in a hurry, down now to just a 1-second advantage, and he may be out of fuel, dropping quickly in the running order. There it is. Munson gonna get 8 up off of turn 2 and down the back stretch. Here comes Abate with Janikin not too far off. Short-lived battle for the overall race leaders. Christian Abate gonna take that top spot. Here comes Janikin at the bottom. 8 laps to go this time around. Less than 20 miles of racing remaining, and Clark Janikin has got to make up a half a second. We've seen the pit strategy. We thought it was the wrong strategy call, but here it is. 8 laps to go, and he is closing in and closing in. Almost a half a second faster last time around. Janikin with a 41.06 to race leader Abate's 41.69. That's continuing to try to prove us wrong and make it to the end. He's got about a 4.5 second advantage before he's going to give up that 3rd and final spot on the podium. What a roll of the dice, man. Got to give up the call and the guts from the driver, the crew chief, to make this call and try to make it to the end. Munson may very well walk away with the podium after all. That 4-5 car battle, it's somewhat settled out. Let's go back here. The 404 of Dave Gage going to pick up a position on Ed Hauck. Doug Argabright right there behind Gage, as they leave behind the 4 of Daniel Jensen and Michael Overstreet. Will now round out the top 10. Still a solid night for the man behind the wheel of that 39. Overstreet still listed up 5 positions from where he qualified. The biggest mover is Dave Gage in this PR Taco Palace and Margarita Bar. 1 here tonight for Gage. And as we watch that, there it is, new race leader back to the front once again. Halfway down the backstretch, now into turn 3 with just 5 laps to go. This time by boss man to the flag stand, going to give him the high 5 this time around. Just 5 laps to go here in the Cali Cruising 192 for the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. And with just a 1 lap difference on the tires, surprised to see Janikin really step away as easily as he is over Abate. Abate about 0.3 of a second slower last time around, so Janikin has got a ton of speed in this car, coming to 4 to go. We're going to check the timing and scoring over the lap times of this latest time around. And again, right at that 0.3 of a second faster, 41.39 from race leader, fastest man on the track there. Behind the wheel of that 404, 41.27, fastest lap last time around. So Gage has got some speed, and now he is in a top 5. Kyle Munson continuing to try to save enough fuel to get to the end. He might prove us wrong and get to the end, but he is definitely going to pay the price there. You can see the 404 of Gage making his way by Munson. Argabright going to be next on the list, but Argabright dealing with Ed Hauck, so we've got 2 drivers looking to jump all over Munson with 3 laps to go. Janikin well and clear, 1.37 advantage. Avanti with 6 seconds over Cody Schultz and Derek Moore. Let's watch this battle for the final spot on the podium unfold. Can Moore somehow walk away with, oh my goodness, can Moore somehow walk away with a podium finish here tonight? Or what about Dave Gage? He's within striking distance. Let's not be coy about this thing. Gage is there, a half a second back, about 1.4 seconds back from grabbing a podium position. It's there. We'll just see if he's got the time to do it. Popsicle sticks on display. Last time by for race leader Clark Janikin, who will head into turn number 3. Smooth sailing from here. Janikin looks to pick up that 4th win on the season, and this very well may catapult him into the overall points lead. Walked away with the pole position here tonight as the white flag flies. Final lap here, the Cali Cruisin' 192 for the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinitty Series. Walked away with the pole position. Walking away with the most laps led, sealing the deal with the checkered flag winning performance here tonight. Clark Janikin looks to raise some season hardware next week at Homestead Miami Speedway into turn 3 for the final time. Nobody around, 2.5 second advantage, and Janikin will bring that 27 Mentality Toyota home to the checkered flag and into victory lane. What a run by Christian Avanti, up to 2nd. Cody Schultz gonna finish 3rd. Derek Moore back and 4th with Dave Gage rounding out your top 5. Let's make no mistakes about it. Gage with a fantastic run here tonight to pick up 11 positions to walk away with a solid top 5. Man, you can't ask for much more out of that 404. Job well done, but your race leader, the Las Vegas native, getting the job done, picking up win number 4 this season. Clark Janikin gonna slow it down, enjoy a little bit of post-race celebrations, give all the fans in the stands a little bit of a smoke show on this front stretch. What a run, what a night for Janikin. And as the fans use this opportunity to get some great photos of the drivers walking away on the podium and walking away with the checkered flag. What a run, what a night. Janikin gonna enjoy his smoke show, and just like that, we're gonna step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back live from AutoClub at the conclusion of the Cali Cruisin' 192. And back live trackside at the conclusion of tonight's Cali Cruisin' 192. What a race, what a night. We seen 2 rounds of green flag pit stops, 1 caution to split this race up just past the halfway point. We had comers, goers, big movers, drivers with some strategies on the tires during the pit stops. So a lot of action, a lot going on. And the Cali Cruisin' has come to a close. So what do you say? Excuse me, what do you say? We jump right into things and let's see if we can grab a few words with the man that walked away third on the podium here today, putting that number 5 home in the third position, up 9 spots from where he qualified. Cody, it's Dave. You got us.
I got you, Dave.
Hey man, how you doing? How you feeling after a solid night, picking up a handful of positions, walking away with a great finish, coming towards the end of this season?
A lot better. It feels like it's almost been a year to the day since I was last up here. So, we had a good points day. I did not think I was going to finish this high up, but things just worked out in the end, and we got a top 3 finish.
Well, progressive banking here at Auto Club, a very wide, big racing surface. Really, you can fan out and kind of come together on that backstretch. But looking at next week's championship event at Homestead Miami Speedway, 2 somewhat similar tracks. Now with the momentum, with the confidence that you've gained here tonight, do you think you might have something for him when we head to Homestead next week?
To be honest, probably not. Clark and Christian were ridiculously fast. I had a good battle with Derek there at the end. That was super fun with him, clean racing there. I'm just hoping for another podium. We can finish out the season strong and look forward to next year.
Well, Cody, again, as always, a pleasure catching up with you at the end of these things when we have the opportunity. Congratulations on the podium finish here tonight. But before we let you go, you know the rundown. So would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Just my teammates, Snake River Racing. Kind of had a rough season this year, but we're looking forward, like I said, to next year. My brother, he couldn't make it tonight, but hopefully we'll see him next week. And also you too. Thanks, Dave.
Absolutely. Well, I know everybody appreciates the kind words. All the fans appreciate it, and great racing action. So, Cody, we'll see if we can't talk to you at the end of things next week at Homestead.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dave.
All right, there you go. Final parting words for the man that walks away third here in the Mountain Land Supply Company number 5. Fast Ford Mustang. Cody Schultz going to round out the podium, walk away with third. And that's going to move us right along in the running order. And let's see if we can grab a quick word or two with the man that led a handful of laps, walks away second here. Christian, it's Dave. You got us?
I got you, Dave.
Man, let's talk about this strategy, man. Coming down to that last green flag pit stops, 2-tire stop. If you had it to do over, would you still do 2?
Probably. I think I didn't think Clark was gonna take 4, so I figured I would take 2 and just try and get some time out there. But I don't know. I think that was probably my best shot that I had to just do something differently. I mean, even if Clark did 2, I probably would have taken 4 and just trying to hunt him down that way. I didn't have the pace for Clark, so I mean, the walkaway was second tonight. I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, we talked to Cody and we asked him the question, so we're going to ask you the same question. Homestead, a track that's somewhat similar. Both have progressive banking, both big tracks, wide open, really. Well, not wide open on the throttle, but wide open racing. A lot of real estate, both here and at Homestead. Do you think you can take anything away from the good run here and apply it to next week's championship event? Because, I mean, this is going to be neck and neck between you and Janikin going into next week's race. I mean, the championship's going to be on the line. What do you give yourself?
I mean, just gotta do some longer runs in practice, see where the strategy is gonna fall, and try and come in with a plan at that point. And then it's cautions can come out whenever, so you just gotta think on your toes and make the best call that you can.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Mike Tyson once said, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And I think that's the way it is with NASCAR sometimes. Everybody's got a plan until that one caution comes out and kind of throws a monkey wrench into everything. But nonetheless, Christian, a great season for you in your 45 Red Mist podcast crew. 2 race wins. Looking for that third. We'll see if you can get it next week at Homestead and walk away with a checkered flag in the season hardware. But until then, great job here tonight. And before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Just thank you, Dave, for putting this on. It's always good to have this going for ASMR, and obviously shout out to all the ASMR guys. This is a really fun league. Having a good time every Monday night, and obviously shout out for the Red Mist podcast, and especially Joe Warmter for the livery, making it look good. So, yeah.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on the podium finish. We'll see if you can't get the job done next week at Homestead. But until then, as always, stay safe and keep it fast. All right, there you have it. Final words from Christian Amonte. He's looking to get a few more laps under his belt to try to secure that championship next week from Homestead Miami Speedway. Walking away second here tonight behind the wheel of that 45 Red Mist podcast machine. Christian Amonte finishes in second, and that's going to lead us to a familiar face, walking away with his 4th win of the season, giving his championship a big shot in the arm. Clark, man, how'd you do it?
Learning. I thought I had it all figured out before the race, but I definitely had to watch more and Abate there and figure out what they were doing. Moved up the racetrack, learned a little something, and then it was just making the right call with 4 instead of 2 late.
Well, we asked your fellow podium drivers, is there anything that you can take away from Auto Club here and utilize at Homestead next week? Some similar tracks, both progressive banking. I believe maybe a little bit more real estate to run here at Auto Club than at Homestead. But do you think you can take anything besides the momentum to Homestead?
I think you can definitely take the way you search around for grip. I mean, at Auto Club, it kind of felt like the bottom was the place to be for 5 laps, then it was the top, then it was the bottom, and you go to Homestead, and it's kind of the same thing there. Guys will run the white line all the way at the bottom, and there'll be guys ripping the fence. I think in that sense, you can kind of carry that over. Tire saving too, but it's a different way to save there. These corners are a lot wider. There's a lot more track, and it's just a longer racetrack by half a mile, so you have more time. At Homestead, you got to be a little bit more precise. You got to put a little more wheel into it, but they're more similar than you'd think. So I'm sure we'll take a couple things, but I don't want to give anything else away.
You got to keep some of it. What do they call it? Play close to the cuff, off the cuff. Heck, I don't even know right now. But nonetheless, man, an amazing season for you. Imagine what you could have done without those bad finishes. Just saying, not to kick any dust at you or anything like that. But man, you're setting yourself up for a great opportunity next week at Homestead. We hope to talk to you at the end of next week's race, but for the final time here tonight in the Cali Cruising 192, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love you?
Yeah, appreciate your broadcast and hope you feel better, Dave. Shout out to all the admins, all the guys at TTB, PPM, Mentality, RSD, Doug Denise. Appreciate everybody that helps me do this. This is fun, and I enjoy racing with these guys, working with these partners, and I got some beautiful paint schemes, so I love to do it. Appreciate everybody for supporting me, and catch you guys next week.
Well, as always, Clark, a pleasure to catch up with you at the end of these things. And like we always say, stay safe, and until next time, keep it fast.
Appreciate it.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from your race winner, Clark Janikin, picking up his 4th win of the season, setting himself up nicely to enter Homestead with what could be the overall points lead. It's going to be very, very close for that overall points lead. We'll get into some of that pre-race when we hit Homestead next Monday night. But what a night here in the Cali Cruising 192, walking away with the race win behind the wheel of that 27 mentality machine. He's going to park that Toyota in victory lane. Once again, Clark Janikin takes the top spot. Well, what a night. What a race. Under the lights, a lot of tire wear, a lot of action. Green flag pit stops, one caution, mixing things up. And as producers hit those buttons and I get some NyQuil pushed over to me, we do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. But first, it's time to run down your unofficial race results for the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series Cali Cruisin' 192 top spot. Checkered flag belongs to Clark Janikin. Christian Abate gonna have a fine finish. He'll come home in second, and Cody Schultz rounds out your podium. A little bit of trouble tonight, gonna keep that 16 amps oil machine out of victory lane, but look for Derek Moore to be a factor at Homestead. Moore walks away in fourth. What a run through the field, up 11 positions. Dave Gage gonna park that 404 home in fifth. The Red Bull number 7 of Ed Hauck gonna come home in sixth, with the 41 of Argabright finishing in seventh. Daniel Jensen back in eighth with Zach Miller ninth. Michael Overstreet with a good run as well, up 5 positions from where he qualified. The 39 will round out your top 10. Jeremy Scher going to come home 11th, with Charles Northcutt right there in 12th. 13th belongs to Lieutenant Carlos Ramos. Patrick Coro back in 14th. 15th to Kyle Munson. Andrew McConville back in 16th, and rounding out the 17-car field here tonight, the 99 of Nicholas Wing. Well, that's going to do it for us. We're going to begin to cut off the lights and roll up the cords and get ready for championship action next week from Homestead Miami Speedway. So if you haven't already, show these drivers that love and appreciation, and as always, join us in that push to 3,000. Drop these drivers that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell over there with the right hand side. Get notified. Excuse me, get notified every time we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether we're coughing or well, I had something cool figured out there, but nonetheless, what a race, what a night. Stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.